while.
Okay. While talking about this COVID-motivated changes in our world, the question of how does staying at home affect the mental health of young people, parents that have to stay home and serve as teachers for their children as well as parents, and the elderly who unfortunately in nursing homes are not even allowed to see their relatives. So comment on those issues, please.
These are definitely unprecedented times. These are things that I don't think any of us ever could have imagined were going to happen. I know I didn't. But we are seeing a lot of changes. But why don't we take that question in pieces?
Sure.
The first part is there are people that are staying home. And those people, some of them have lost their jobs and some of them are on furlough. But they're going to come back to work as everybody phases back in. But the ones that are out of work and that have lost their jobs or that have lost their small businesses, we expect that they are going to feel a type of isolation that they haven't experienced before, because they're going to see everyone around them go back to a normal life. But they're not. They're at home, and because of financial difficulties, taking care of their family, taking care of their kids' schooling, they are going to feel feelings of loneliness, feelings of anxiety, feelings of distress, because naturally this is not the way that they're used to going. But not only that, even before that, when the whole world seemed to shut down, 184 countries or whatever it was, and this comic strip brings this to my mind, is the news media at 24 hours of all this stress and anxiety doesn't always help. And we see a lot of that develop. And there used to be a great big stigma surrounding mental health care, but I do think that we've helped to break through that stigma somewhat by just by grinding. And all those of us like this, we're a nonprofit. Many nonprofits like us, Mental Health America, New Horizons here locally, and many of the other places that do provide care have done a great deal, including my marketing director, Shana Firth. She has really helped us over the last year in terms of breaking through the stigma of, and that's okay, it's only in their head. It's not. It's a condition. It's a medical condition. It affects the chemicals in your body. Therefore, there's no stigma there. And that's the key that we try to say. Our statement is it's okay to get help. And it is okay to get help.
This is wonderful because you just answered another of my questions. And the question comes down that mental health problems are something that people didn't used to mention, or if they did, they whispered about it. There was a stigma about having a mental health problem. It's getting better. And you started to answer about how did the change in attitude come about? I mean, is it just evolution? We just happen to get more comfortable with it? Or?
Well, I think everybody recognized, and it happened, I think, probably about 20 years ago. Everybody kind of recognized that your body is a whole. It's not just this series of individual systems. Medical schools in the past would teach us, as physicians, based on systems. You would learn during this semester, you would learn the heart and lungs and the vascular system. During this semester, you would learn the GI system. This semester, you would learn the nervous system. Now we realize, yeah, we have all these systems in our bodies, but they're all connected. And mental health is connected to physical health. Mm-hmm. The Greeks had it right when they said healthy body, healthy mind, healthy body. Those things are true. Mm-hmm. So I think it was a matter of people coming around to the holistic approach of medicine, and then including mental health in that. I think we still have a ways to go, but I think we are making good headway in that direction.
Do you think that the medical community is communicating that attitude to their patients, to the people that they encounter?
As we develop this holistic approach, we also realize that one doctor alone can't treat everything for everybody. Even though I was the initial one as the family doc, we all realized that we have to work now as a team. So now we have nurse practitioners, and now we have psychologists, and now we have other people that we all work together with. So yes, to answer your question, that was a long answer. Sorry about that.
We need short answers too.
It's to make sure that the patient gets the best care or the client gets the best care. It requires a team approach.
Excellent.
You know, it used to be with regard to health insurance that it was focused primarily on your physical body. But back in the 1990s, they passed the mental health parity law, which means that they needed to bring your mental health kind of in par with your physical health. Prior to that, insurance companies didn't even really have to cover mental health issues. So that was a big...
This is a question for both of you, and it's related to what you just said. Mental health issues are unlike other medical problems in that the symptoms are very hard to identify. I mean, you can always tell a cut finger or a hurt ankle. That most people could figure out, but few can recognize a developing mental health issue. What can be done by the lay person to identify individuals that are at risk? I mean, I can skip ahead to a story of my brother-in-law, but I would like to hear the answer to that first.
Well, I think it's important to think of symptoms just not in the traditional manner. You know, someone may not just be kind of a sad sack sitting around in the living room. They could be irritable. Their sleep patterns could change. They may be skipping meals. If you have a child at home in quarantine, they may not be doing well in school. They could be acting out. So I would say to your audience, just don't ignore any symptom. If it's unusual or out of place, it's something that you need to attend to.
Excellent.
And I would add to that and just say that, you know, the symptoms are not difficult to find. The cause is difficult to find, but it also could be difficult to find in physical health. For instance, somebody could have chest pain, but it doesn't necessarily mean they're having a heart attack. It could be a number of other things. So we have to do studies. In mental health, the symptoms could be loneliness, anxiety, distress, but they have to, you know, when you recognize that, come here, get a screening, or to your nearest neighborhood place that does what we do, get a screening. We're the only one, by the way, in the 3 counties here that does that, and then get seen, and the therapy will get to the bottom and causation of the problem.